This know-how video explains the restrictions imposed by Microsoft's Windows Server Backup feature on the storage location for the MS Windows System and System State Backup module. For System State Backup or MS Windows System State Backup module, the target volume cannot be a critical volume by default. Critical volume refers to the volumes present on the system which house the operating system and other files that are essential for the OS to function properly. In the event of a disaster, these volumes are required to bring your server back up and running. Source volume by default. Source volume is any volume that contains a file that is included in the backup. For example, components selected to be included in the system state data by the WSB during the backup. You do not have the option to exclude any file. And network share, which is only limited to Windows Server 2008 only. Network share refers to a universal naming convention or UNC path to a remote shared folder. This restriction only applies to Windows Server 2008. For Windows Server 2008 R2 or above, the target volume can be a network share. To change the default behavior to allow the target to be a critical or source volume, add the Allow SSP to any volume registry entry to the target server. Refer to the tech note for details. The following are known issues with storing a system state backup on a source volume. 1. Backup can fail. The backup may be modified during the backup process, which might cause the backup to fail. And 2. It causes an inefficient use of target space. Twice the amount of space is necessary for a backup than for the original data. The volume must allocate twice the amount of space for the shadow copy process. For System Backup or MS Windows System Backup module, the target volume cannot be a critical volume. Critical volume refers to the volumes present on the system which house the operating system and other files that are essential for the OS to function properly. In the event of a disaster, these volumes are required to bring your server back up and running. And source volume. Source volume is any volume that is selected for backup. For example, volume selected in the backup source setting. Unlike system state backup, no registry change can work around these restrictions. For both system and system state backup, the target volume cannot be a subdirectory on a local volume. Windows Server Backup will enforce system and system state data to a Windows Image Backup folder on the root of the local volume. Check the table to see the summary of all restrictions. For optimal backup performance, it is strongly recommended to use a dedicated local volume for temporary storage of the Windows System Backup and Windows System State image file.